Hey, Margie.
All right, well, Pao, there's one, there's two, there's three. All right,
Yeah.
we are live but late. We're still figuring out a couple of people here. We got Raufeon on. We're getting Jessie. Jessie, you are clearly in a black hole. Raufeon, your audio doesn't seem to be working. Say something. Let me hear you.
Can you hear me?
Not
No?
really. You're quiet, but I think we can make do. We'll see. And good enough. I think we got you. Now, one thing I've noticed, we're having some issues with audio and video being in sync, but we're going to deal with that. So let's just have some fun and get moving. First of all, welcome everybody. I'm Stephen Sashin, CEO, co-founder of Xero Shoes, but enough about me. I want to talk about who we have here. These are two very special people. I hate doing intros, so I'm going to throw it over to each of you to do a world's fastest little intro about who you are, what you do, why people might know you, why they should know you. So let me start, Raufeon Stots. Why don't you tell people who the hell you are?
Yeah, okay. So I'm Raufeon Stots. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Kind of. I am an MMA fighter. I'm a two-time national champion in wrestling at the college. I'm the Bellator world champion at bantamweight right now. And I'm a husband of one. Yeah, that's me.
Perfect. Jessie Graff, tell everyone who you are.
I've been a stunt woman for 15 years now. I double a lot of superheroes. And I'm one of the top competitors on American Ninja Warrior. I'm known for placing among the top 6 men, kind of regular.
Yeah, if anyone ever searches on YouTube for like Ninja Warrior best of, they will find
same thing. I guess I'm also, and I pretend to be a martial artist. I train in martial arts, but I'm not a real one like you.
Well, first of all, thank you both for being here. The whole reason for you guys being here is to have a little chat just among the two of you. I'm going to back out about natural movement, about barefoot training, about what you've done, how that's been helpful as you were growing up and how that's helpful for you now. And for everybody, stick around to the end because Jessie's got a challenge, not only for Raufeon, but for everybody else. It's going to be super, super fun. So I'm going to get out and I'm going to let you guys start and have a good time.
Sounds good. Yes, I can't see you. I can only see me. But how are you doing? Oh no, I can't hear you either.
Oh my gosh. Well, I can hear you.
Oh,
Hello?
great. Is the sound synced up?
Synced up.
Oh gosh.
Here, I'm jumping in for a sec. So the sound doesn't seem to be syncing. Don't worry about it. The audio, suffice it to say, we're having some weird audio video things. So just have a chat and it'll be out of real time and we'll figure it all out.
Okay. It's like a 10-second delay for me.
Okay, I'm back. So yeah, just it's kind of like you're on the moon. This is, it says we're having some feedback, but no, it's not fine because what's happening is the amount of time that it takes for something to get over there. That's how long it takes. So I'll bounce in and out if I have to, just to let you know what's going on. But when I turn off in 1 second, Rafi, and see, what happens when you chat and just start the conversation about just your own experience with natural movement, barefoot, et cetera, and we'll take it from there.
Cool. All right. So my experience with before I was an MMA fighter, and there's minimal kind of shoes wearing wars because we have the mats, we slam people on mats or whatever, and we gotta like make a kind of moves kind of in wrestling, but we also gotta have like flexibility to either lay flat or kind of curl up really tight. You have to do. So I'm used to wearing kind of minimalist shoes from wrestling. MMA has been really helpful because I fight bare feet, So the closest I can get to training bare feet without tearing up my feet, it's really beneficial to me, because the more I can train barefoot, the better for me, just because I'm fighting, and that's kind of where I want to perform, and that's is barefoot. So the minimalist shoes have been like very good for like my base, my having my feet underneath me while being barefoot, or having my feet underneath me while having like, you know. And I started like running. So this last camp was the first camp that I introducing the Xero shoe, you know, to my training, my strength and conditioning, or anytime I like shadow box or do anything like so I've been using them a lot, and I definitely feel a difference in my base. I've definitely strengthened my legs without like or strengthen my without having like a shoe underneath me, you know. So I have like a sturdier base underneath me. Like also I have to like kind of grip with my toes, and you know, and I'm not only like kicking people and like hurting people with my feet, but I have to use them to control myself. So the Xero shoes, like really, I'm 100 live bare feet, and I feel like it's really helped my career. I'm the Bellator champion. You know, I'm the best bantamweight in the world, which is kind of crazy to think, you know. Yeah, I'm here.
Congratulations. That was just a couple months ago, right?
Huh?
That was just a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, that was April 24th. Yeah, and the fight was in Hawaii. It was like super cool, you know. Yeah. It was, yeah. So I got to win the belt, you know. And for those who don't know my career, I'm in dollars for my or for my weight class. My weight class. So pretty much the best class got put in a tournament, you know, and then the belt was just in the mix of the tournament. But I ended up fighting a guy named Juan Archuleta, and I knocked him out in the third, the bantamweight strap.
Oh. So you do most of your training barefoot?
Yeah.
Period.
So anytime that I'm doing mixed martial arts, I'm doing it barefoot. Train on, you know, the mat or whatever. You know, so we're rolling around, you know. But yeah, it's done barefoot, like MMA training, jiu-jitsu, all that stuff is done barefoot for me. And then the only time I was using shoes was outside or having to do strength and conditioning. You know, I would use and like running heels and like doing sprint work and stuff like that. Use shoes, you know. So.
And so before you had Xero shoes, were you having any issues with, like, I keep hearing how if you wear shoes with a big heel drop and a lot of cushion, then you're losing the strengthening you could be getting in your arch and your toes.
Exactly. That's where I feel like my feet are stronger, you know, because they have the majority of the kind of the lift of lifting my body, you know. My feet has to, you know, responsible on its own, you know. The muscles have to be responsible to hold my body, whereas like the cushion kind of carrying my full weight, you know. And so the back of my calves, you know, I definitely feel like they're stronger and sturdier.
Yeah, I definitely noticed when I switched from cushioned shoes to barefoot shoes, I'd feel like my heel was hitting the ground harder, and it gave me the awareness of how my foot was striking the ground and not using the muscles to cushion. So like having cushioned shoes was allowing me to get away with poor mechanics. And so when I switched to barefoot shoes, I had to relearn how to use my foot properly, and then got so much more strength.
So what did because I have another thing about that. Like once I running, the first thing I was doing was running, and I noticed like my feet was super sore or my super sore in a fashion that I'm not accustomed to, you know.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
what it
with which
tells,
kind of shoes?
so I had like their Reebok shoes, but they're heeled, you know.
Mhm.
So like
Yeah.
I don't notice that I'm like hitting my heel every time I have to cushion my run, you know. So I don't notice. I didn't notice that thing before. Those things were, oh yeah, it doesn't, like, you don't know until you're forced to find. I started running with the Xero shoes. I feel like then I was like, oh my God, this is how, or you feel like, you know.
Yeah.
And I can see where there's deficiencies in my, you know, my calf. For me, it's been a help. How have it been like for you? How was your journey with help you?
Well, I was a gymnast and I did like dance and circus and stuff, and so we're always barefoot. And so I grew up. I mean, I would strengthen my calluses every spring by walking around on gravel, so that by summer I'd be able to like sprint through the woods and not get stabbed by thorns and twigs and stuff. And so I grew up that way, and always had pretty good balance and, you know, good jumping and flipping and all that. And a combination of things moved me away from barefoot stuff. One of the big issues I had was, just finding barefoot shoes that were cute was a little bit of a challenge. But as a stunt double, it's very important for me to be the correct height. And I often end up doubling actresses who are taller than me. And so a lot of the time when you're doubling someone taller, they want you to put heel lifts in your shoe. And so I'd have like an inch of extra height in my heel. So it's like a soft high heel basically. And I was doubling someone who was like 2.5 inches taller than me. So I ended up wearing like a cushioned running shoe plus an inch inside. And in addition to being unstable, I started getting like strained muscles in like my anterior tibialis and my walking mechanics. My Achilles got shorter, like all the issues you get with high heels, except that I'm trying to do all these athletic things with these ridiculous heel lifts. And then also after an ACL surgery, I kind of went back into those cushioned shoes. And when I started switching over into barefoot shoes after that, I have some videos where I was trying to get like cool action photos in the barefoot shoes. And I would zoom in on the foot and watch all of the muscles in my foot collapse and like the arch cave in and pronate and all these things, because I'd been wearing cushioned shoes since a knee surgery and I'd lost all those muscles and hadn't been building them back up gradually. And so when I started working with Xero shoes, I talked to their orthopedic doctor. I forgot her name now, but she was awesome and she taught me some exercises, and I've been in physical therapy. And so I do foot exercises every week to teach my foot the correct mechanics so that it can relearn how to jump better. And so like I need to get some new videos of my foot working correctly. Because what's the stat that they say that you can gain 60% strength in 6 months after you switch to barefoot shoes, if you're doing the correct, like if you're making sure that you're using correct mechanics, and it is a transition you want to do gradually. But man, it wasn't just like my feet that felt better, like my ankles, my knee alignment, everything comes from the feet. And so when you lose all that muscle, like I did, you have to train it very intentionally to come back correctly. And if you kind of cheat by letting the cushion in your shoe do the work, well, you're not going to gain the muscle back. And then you're dependent on the cushion and you don't know it because the cushion's doing the work. So, yeah, exciting comeback.
Cool. Yeah, it sounds like super. And just like you said, like once I feel it, then I'm like, oh man, you shoe and got running. I'm like, oh man, like I've been, like I feel like I've been like running on crutch. I've been handicapping myself for so long, you know, that I didn't notice what I was doing, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's so easy if you're given a crutch that makes things easier. It's so easy to rely on it and not notice. And you're just cheating yourself. And it can lead to so many bigger problems down the road as it moves up the chain of foot to ankle to knee to hip and back and neck and shoulders, and like it affects everything.
And then for me too, I mean, I feel a massive difference, you know, but kind of like at the elite level of game of inches, you know. So for me, like it's like I definitely feel I do it the more I you know, improve my body mechanic or my feelings. But the little bit I did it for like 3 months, you know, and I feel like that was like a huge difference. Kind of how I carry myself within a fight, how I can move, how I, you know, I feel it. You know, I'm a definite believer.
Yeah. Do you do any ongoing training to strengthen your feet outside of just wearing the shoes and doing your usual training, or is that enough to get the effects that you're looking for?
You just bring it. I never heard of sprint or feet. You know, I never heard of that. So I'm definitely after this conversation. You know, so I started with the running. I was just doing the probably like 15 miles a week, and so I'll do 3 times a week. I'll do like 5 miles. So then, as you know, and then I was sore for a while, you know, and I was kind of like just grinding through it, and then getting easier and easier, you know, to do. And then I started wearing it. So I would do my strength and conditioning workouts. And then I have like kind of a gym at home, you know, so now I'm wearing it while I'm running, while I'm doing strength and conditioning. And yeah, so, you know, I've just been kind of gradually wearing it more and more, you know. It's just a feet strengthening thing. I'm going to definitely have to ask Dr. Emily. I think I have to ask her about
that. Yes. Yeah. It's interesting how you can get so detailed on every type of training, and it can get extensive, but like even the baby steps will have a huge impact.
Exactly. Cool.
All right.
Am I muted?
Nope, I can hear you.
I was muted before. Okay, but yeah, I'm super excited. Yeah, that will be
so good.
Are we
Here, well, I'm gonna jump in really quick to do this. So we mentioned this before, but I know Jessie has a challenge that she wants to share with you, Raufeon, and also with everybody else. So I'm gonna just give you a little cue to do that for the fun of it. It's something by the way, I've been playing with it already and having a good time. So I'm looking forward to you sharing that with everyone else.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited to hear how you did, Brian. Okay, so here's the game. I recommend taping some pieces of paper together. I did 6 pieces of paper cut in half long ways, and I just taped them with some double stick tape. And I'm going to tape it to the wall. I guess I can show you my practice round. I did a practice round, and I'm going to go do like my real attempt. But the game is, this is a challenge for your foot mobility, your foot coordination, your hip mobility, and your stability. So here's the game. You want to take a marker and you have to put it between your toes, and you can put it in there however you want. If you want to hold it this way, I find that it helps to like shift it in different directions throughout the game, depending on the angle. And so you'll tape your paper to the wall, and then you stand up and you'll write numbers as you go up the wall. And the higher it gets, the harder it is for your hip flexor, of course. But the limiting thing for me was actually balancing on my standing foot and holding this with my toes, because I've learned that I have a lot more strength training I can do with my toes. I'm going to bring you over to the wall where I did my practice round and show you how it works. But the rules are, You can't hold on to anything with your hands. And you can't put your writing foot down on the ground. Other than that, like if the marker falls, you can pick it up with one hand and put it back in between your toes. You can rearrange it in your toes. You can lift your foot up and bend your knee again. The only thing you can't do is put your writing foot down on the ground or stabilize. So it's really testing the balance of your standing leg. So I'm going to take out my earbuds and go to the wall where I practice. All right, there it is. And here's my numbers. So I'm going to take, I should go a little wider than that. You see it there? Yes. So I got my marker, putting it in my toes, just like that. And the game begins. So you can hop. Then I kind of have to rearrange, turn it this way. My 16 isn't legible, so I'm gonna do another 16.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna get to the 8, maybe.
You can practice if you want.
Whoa.
19. I haven't gotten 20 before. This will be my first 20. Please don't fall. I don't know. It kind of looks like a 26. I might have to try that one again. I don't want to cheat, you know?
Yeah. Man, that's but you also gotta have like freaking like a grip.
Okay. I feel good about that.
That was oh my bad.
And it's so cool
That was
because like
super
my standing leg was almost, my standing leg is getting like cramping in the arch. And then the arch and what would that be? Like the adduction of my toes having to squeeze together. It works so many different things. So I did it on both legs. The purple, is that right? Oh no, the blue that goes up to 19 is my right leg. My left leg only got up to 15 because my left leg isn't as coordinated. My right leg isn't as balanced. So it was a fun game to try both sides and see the differences and where I need to stretch more, stabilize more, all that.
Bet. So I gotta get what was your number?
Right now I got 20. I'm gonna try one more time on a clean sheet of paper. And then I think the way we can post this is you can edit it afterwards to speed it up so that it's a shorter video.
Okay.
But no cut.
Or
You don't,
we can do
you don't want anyone to cheat and, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't take breaks. That would be cheating.
Yeah. Maybe we do like a time lapse. Most people have that.
I think time lapse allows for Like if you just do it on Instagram Reels, there's an option that you can hit double time, triple time, stuff like that. So you can speed it up.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Without any real editing. So that should be an easy thing.
Got it. My goal is 7. I think I can get 7.
Oh, I think so, for sure. It's the trickiest part is just figuring out how to hold the marker in your toes. So you can experiment with that. Like you can play with it on the floor a little bit. You get the feel for it.
It's gonna be 0
before you wear out your hip flexor. Toe to toe.
0 toe to toe.
Yeah. Okay, so that's our hashtag. Hashtag 0 toe, the number 2 toe. I recommend paper on the wall. If you want to just draw on the wall, I'm okay with it, but you need to protect their wall.
My kids would be okay. They would be like that. No problem. No
Great idea.
Cool. Oh, I'm going to jump back in. So Raufeon, the challenge is on. And Jessie, I think the other thing you need to do is actually just go measure where you've gotten to and compare that to how tall you are, because we're going to see that one as well. So that would be another little twist on this as well. So Raufeon, the challenge is on for you, but for everybody else as well. So you can see hashtag 0 Toe2Toe challenge, or actually just Toe2Toe, as all you need to do to post, your video of you doing this. And we haven't talked about prizes yet, but we'll announce that in the hashtag as well about, prizes that we're going to offer for people. But, first things first, Rafi, you gotta see how you can pull this off.
I gotta see, man.
And I think
the pressure is on.
The height.
The height.
Yeah.
Oh, the height is there. How tall are you, Jessie?
I'm 5'8", but I think that this challenge accounts for height on its own, given that your lever, the length of your lever, like if you have a big foot, if you're tall and have a big foot, your ankle is gonna move in bigger movements, so you'll have bigger numbers.
Okay.
If you're tiny and you have like small movements, you'll have smaller numbers, and it should be relatively proportional to your height.
It should
Shoe
be.
size might be a bigger factor. Like if you have tiny feet and you're super tall. But I think by far the biggest factors are going to be mobility.
Well, the biggest one is how much you're going to be able to balance as well. So that's going to be
because you can't put your
limiting factor.
Feet down at all, right?
Right. Hopping is okay. So as long as you stay on your standing leg the whole time, you can hop because you kind of have to adjust distance. Like when you're starting low, you kind of be a little closer, and when you get to the middle, you might go farther.
Move back.
So that's all fine. You can hop. But if you don't have the balance to stay stationary, you're gonna wobble all over the place, and then your numbers won't come out. So if you draw a 10 and it looks like a 16, you have to draw a 10 again. You can't just move on and be like, basically a 10.
I'm gonna have to go train. I'll go train for this. On a piece of paper, tracing the number 1 and 2.
And you know what?
Over again.
We could even this would be a fun challenge to do a before and after. So you could do like your first toe-to-toe challenge and be like, hey, this was my first try. Man, I have a lot of growth to do. And then do foot exercises and do it again and see how you had the stability and the mobility, but you were limited by hip flexibility. This drives a whole new set of goals.
Yeah. I've literally got a whole nother set of training I got to do now.
Okay,
I'm gonna go practice.
and then when you're ready for that, then you want to have the really crazy thing, blindfold.
Oh my God. That'd be wild.
That's going crazy. Yeah.
That would be flat out insane. Yeah, exactly. A whole lot of paper. Don't worry about it. Getting
you
it
need
right.
way more paper.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you can get rolls of paper, but using like my 8.5 by 11 printer paper taped together.
Oh, see, this is just showing how old we are or aren't. If we remember dot matrix printers, you just get that dot matrix printer paper that's just that folded paper and goes forever.
You like tear away kind of?
Yeah, but we just haven't had that in way too long.
Cool.
Tape
what
my
are you
new
showing?
paper to the
All right,
wall so I can be ready.
I'm up for it.
All right, Jess, I don't know what you're showing us. Wait for it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, perfect.
Oh, I didn't even use these. Okay. Well, I don't need the top paper.
Yeah, that was nice.
All right.
Practice is over.
I'm gonna go work my strengthening my feet, do some high kicks, and I'll be ready to go.
Oh yeah.
I think we're onto it.
You can do
Well,
those fancy, like you can just stand up there forever and kick that.
yeah, it's no fair just doing kicks.
Not
You
that
got to
those are
actually
very
draw.
powerful.
Got to get your foot up there. Well, we're running a little late on time, so I just want to first of all thank you guys for being here. But remember, to everyone, this is a challenge not just for Raufeon, and we're looking forward to seeing what that looks like, but for everybody else. So this is just a great and fun way, and like Raufeon, like you said, this is a great thing for kids too, not just for you, but kids who we don't want them to lose their balance, we don't want them to lose their strength, and this would be a lot of fun for them. So get them involved as well. Post these on Facebook, post these on Instagram, tag us Xero2, the number 2 toe, and let's have some fun. And we'll definitely figure out some prizes along the way. I think one's going to have to be for best penmanship.
Yeah, because it's gotta.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot in here. So before we call it a day, anything that either you guys want to offer or share, and then we'll wrap it up. Let you guys go back to your evening, and everyone else start taping paper to the wall and getting your feet up there and seeing what numbers you can hit.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to encourage everyone to give it a try and have and share your attempt. Use it as motivation to work on that stability, because that's something you can play with all day. Like when I'm standing around on set, and I mean, a lot of people have to stand for a long time during work. So I always just try to hang out like that. Just see how long I can balance. Just do it all day at work.
I'm super excited to get into this challenge. Test my feet. Jessie Graff has something. You know what I mean? So I encourage all you guys to get out there. I'm gonna be hard to beat at number 7, but you do your best. Bring it on.
There we go.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It'll be fun either way.
Definitely fun either way. And again, I just want to thank you both. It's been a real treat, having you part of the Xero family. We're really looking forward to helping you guys more, seeing you guys continue to excel at what you're doing, and your help with us as we continue to improve what we're doing as well. So for everyone else, just want to thank you guys for being here. Let's see your challenge, Xero Toe2Toe. And as always, take care and live life feet first.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.